this is Barbara Calvano, and welcome to Let's Ask the Angels on BlogTalk Radio. Join me now for guidance and messages from the divine to support you on your path to living with mastery. Hello, everyone. This is Barbara Calvano, and welcome to Let's Ask the Angels here on BlogTalk Radio. And if you listen to me on replay, welcome there also on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And I see you who have called in. I will get to you shortly for your readings. And that's pretty much at the halfway mark of the show, if you're new to me. And if you're brand new, I am an certified angel card reader, oracle card, certified in many modalities with angel healing. But also, I've taken over 40 years of personal development courses, and I add that to my sessions. And I've been taking a little break. You notice I was going every week for years. In the past few months, once a month, because I've been recalculating what is it that I'm guided to do. And today, with this full moon, I receive the messages. And what I see is that I'm really about assisting you heal, connecting with angel healing, which is very similar to Reiki, but connecting with energy, universal energy, and healing yourself. And as we all age, which we are, it can be daunting. And the title of my show today is Living Light as a Feather, which may sound kind of like can one live light as a feather today in this world? And one of the things I had done for over 10 years on the show was teach people to connect with angels. And for me, I thought that was enough. Connecting with a specific angel has a vibration, even a frequency, and it does work. They do assist you that way. But I've been guided to ramp it up, teach accelerated, advanced techniques, not really that hard, but just very encompassing for those who want to learn and therefore heal themselves and then be a beacon of light and energy for 15 miles radius all around them. So each one of us can heal hundreds of thousands of people just by we ourselves doing the work. So this is not your typical psychic show where you call in, yes, I'll pull a card for you and I'll give you a reading, but I am so much about people seeing just how incredible they really are and the potential that they have and the true remarkable purpose one can live in this lifetime. Like right now, there's so much more than we can see sometimes. So this full moon for me was a big one. And even before I go into that, the title, Living Light as a Feather, has to do with a phrase that one of my teachers who just recently passed away, his wish was to die light as a feather. So what would that require? It would require a lot of self-introspection and work in order to really experience that lightness in your physical body, which includes your mental and spiritual. So, oftentimes people call in and they want a message about something in their lives, and I've been so really adamant about teaching people how to do that for themselves, how to really access their intuition, which is available, this ability for everyone, trusting themselves, right? So when my teacher passed and he said that, and he literally did pass on with lightness, I saw that as my own possibility. But I also saw what I've been driving with and really looking at these past few months is how do we each live our life so that we can experience that peace or even enlightenment in this lifetime without having to go to the top of a mountain and sit in a cave and meditate every day. And some people do these extensive meditation retreats, which are valuable. Something does shift. But more than often, I see people kind of going back to how they were before. Because I think what's missing is understanding that the energy in our body, which the angels, specific angels also assist us with, starts with not the ones just in our physical body, but energy centers that we connect with deep within the planet, in the earth, and go all the way far up beyond the top of our head, above where we actually receive energy down, messages down, the higher realms. Now, this may not be interesting for some people. They just may not be wanting to live that consciously. But I've been fascinated with it for 70 years, and I'm passionate about it. And what it's helped me do is, if you've been following me, heal a hip that I thought I was going to have to get a replacement for, assist my husband with the herniated disc, and my cats who live into their 20s. It may be simple, but what I see, hey, it sure makes me happy to have abundant vital health as I age. And when I look around, when people reach my age, they're not necessarily experiencing that. I see people in their 30s and their 40s already complaining a lot and not really understanding how the energy flows through their body. And when I touched a base with experiencing angel healing back in 2012, when I started this BlogTalk radio show, it really was to teach people how to connect with Archangel Michael when they were going to go into a very anxious situation. That's simple. How to do some energy clearing and shielding so that you could feel better without any substances, without any pills, literally by connecting. When I say connect with an angel, you think of this cable channel, this radio channel, it shows up. So the power of our mind is really, really powerful. And that's what I'm passionate about teaching right now. And I will be doing that online and also in person in Manhattan, New York City. So this really is about how do we take care of ourselves as we age? What is the most important thing? Now, aging for some people, they may feel like they're aging when they're 50, 60, but I know I plan to live a long time. And I was thinking last night, and that's when I got the hit about what exactly I want to teach. Because as I teach it, I also embrace it myself. Is it a lot of meditation? No. But each of us is unique. We will find our own unique, necessities, what the areas of our life we need to clean up. It's a path of God, warriors. It's a path of really expanding yourself, not only to be like an angel, but to really embrace everything that's humanly possible right now without having to learn galactic codes. You don't have to speak any weird star language. And if you do, awesome. This is really about physical, mental, spiritual working together. And it does help that my husband's been a chiropractor for 38 years practicing in Manhattan. When your bones are in alignment, your muscles and nerves are in alignment, then energy can move through your body. When we add the dimension of connecting with spirit, all kinds of things can happen. Now, do I say no to modern medicine? Absolutely not. But what I want to teach all of us is that we are going to have a world where we're pretty much going to be doing everything through our mind, crystals, and plants. Sound. This is going to be, give yourself a visual of what it could be. Does it look like that right now? Absolutely not. But we're merging into that direction. And you very well may want to be one of the forerunners with this information. And also you may want to heal yourself in the highest natural way possible so you can be conscious and aware of your cells, of your thoughts. And I'm telling you, when you do this, you become a beacon of healing for, again, 15 miles all around you in a radius. So that's what my show is about. Let's ask the angels how to live like an angel. So that's where I'm at today. Like I said, 11 years later after starting this show. And this full moon is so exciting, you guys. Every full moon is. But this one really hit me because I've been in this inquiry, like what am I not seeing? How do I put this all together? My art, my passion with yoga, chakras, and energy and healing. And this really landed with me that this, for me, is the most valuable information I could give anyone as they begin to move into their older years. Hello, this is Barbara Calvano, and welcome to Let's Ask the Angels on BlogTalk Radio. So I don't know what that was. Interesting. So this full moon, some full moons I feel, some I don't. Maybe you're the same. This particular full moon is in Sagittarius, which is my rising sign. But I want to share a couple things in terms of living light as a feather. Means taking a look at our life, at those areas that we don't want to look at. So that's how we get light, my friends, because by addressing those areas that we want to ignore, they've been bothering us for years, we find a way to offload them. They disappear. They don't affect us as much. And if you learn this technique, you just feel better, and that affects your physical health. And it affects those who are all around you, because we're not alone. If you're a parent and you're uptight and you're not handling certain things in your own, true physical, mental, spiritual area, it's going to affect your kids and your pets. That's just what it is. We're not immune to not affecting one another. And it's the answers for some of our family dynamics and situations is so simple. But most of us don't want to look. So to have a life where you're living as light as a feather, meaning really experiencing peace and serenity, takes tremendous courage. Because, again, you have to be willing to look at maybe, just maybe, we are responsible for what's showing up around us, especially immediately around us. Okay? And when you're ready to do that, things can really, really rapidly shift and transform and even get better. Like, these are 5 things that this incredible woman on Instagram, Tame Wild, talked about for this Sagittarian full moons. And the first one was to embrace the unknown. Notice where fear exists for you and lean into it. I had to make a phone call yesterday. I didn't have to, but I chose to lean into my fear because I noticed that I wanted to ignore it. I'll tell you more about that in a second. The second one is trust your intuition. Learn how you tap into your intuition. How do you actually intuit? How are you doing? You're feeling it, you're hearing it, you're sensing it, and then learn to trust it. This alone, my friends, will get you, I'm using that word, the job that you want, the relationship you want, the partner, the weight, the health and everything. But trusting your intuition. Many of us then, for now, we may pay somebody to give you the guidance. Nothing wrong with that, but most people are not paying attention to the messages that they're already getting from the questions they've already asked their angels or guides or ancestors. So the third aspect is grow your capacity to living bigger. And that also helped me make that uncomfortable phone call to a relative. Notice where you are holding yourself back. Expansion, this full moon in Sagittarius is asking us, especially in the areas with relationships, lovers, and more. So the fourth one is explore uncharted territories and let yourself feel feelings that you avoid. Goes back to that other aspect. Let yourself feel, and that also gave me the courage to make this phone call, right? And then 5, find deeper meaning. That the Sagittarian is all about philosophers. that helped me understand what it is that I want to do. And I've spent a good year at least exploring, taking the time to really dig deep. What is it that I really want to share to people? What is it that I feel people really want and need, so that I could assist people to be peaceful, fully activated in their chakras, meaning fully activated in their physical bodies, so that when they, I hate, some people don't want to talk about transitioning or passing on, that they're in their highest state. I think that is mastery at its highest level. And along the way, you can make a living, you can have fun, you can do everything that you want. Now, there are going to be some things that you may not do, because we're going to have to make some changes. We're going to have to make some new choices that align with keeping your chakra centers, energy centers of your full mind, body, spirit fully activated. And when I say this, what I'm talking about is that you get to walk around this planet fully activated, fully present, fully peaceful, no matter what is happening all around you. So I had to call, I didn't have to, I chose to call a relative who I thought I could have a conversation about, and ends up, he's not in a really good place right now. He's going through a lot of things, but he decided to really, really rip me apart and lash out at me. And I got caught by surprise. And then he went on to say that on Instagram that I'm pretending to be somebody. And I thought, oh my God, on Instagram, I only put about 1/100th of who I am on Instagram. If he knew who I really was, that might really shock him. And it's not the first time I had a family member really mock me and tear me down. But I was okay with it. Interesting. After it finished, I felt better in some ways. Was I hurt? Yes. But that hurt was like a slap. After the sting, it went away. But I felt liberated because I wasn't afraid to make the phone call. I wasn't afraid to just try. And in trying, it didn't turn out the way I thought, but my spirit was soaring and I felt even better. So with this full moon, yes, I'm saying there might be something that you want to lean into. And I love the way, lean into that fear, lean into that uncomfortability, and make that phone call, make that email, make that, communication. And most of it is communication. It is our throat chakra, because that's where we really create the world. All right. So this full moon, the potency really lasts for the next 3 days, but you could do this at any time in your life. So I highly recommend that. So, given that, also, I want you to contact me if you're interested in being part of my online class, learning more about this 12 chakra healing, and I'll let you know when these are and what the cost is, and etc. The other thing is, and that's, you'll see that at bcalvano-coaching.com, my website. So I'm thrilled, and I'm also thrilled to be told that, someone thinks I'm a fake. Isn't that great? It's like, whoa, did I think that they always thought that? Possibly, yes. And here's something else for you all to take on. We're all making something up. We're creating it. But some of us put in more hours and trainings than others. And in the end, one person may have, it all really doesn't end up in a fair and equal manner in the end. But we all are making something up. So we could make up that we are a loser, never going to get married, broke. And when I say make up, just take it on that it's a story that we repeat to ourselves and others. So if I tell someone I'm an angel card reader, I'm a healer, I could have taken one class or no classes, or I could have taken 10 years of classes, right? It doesn't really matter. We all get to say who we are. So given if there's a situation you want to change, maybe you want to take a look at what is it that you want to say. That I am happy, I'm healthy, I'm free, I'm abundant. Anything, because we're walking around with some communication that we've made up because maybe someone told us this, or maybe we, whatever. So some people have the story of being a CEO of a multi-million-dollar top, Forbes 100 company, And then maybe part of their personal relationship is not going so well, or maybe they have the relationships going really well, but they haven't handled their bank account. Aren't interesting, right? We all have different stories. And when people call in for a message or I do readings, oftentimes they want to know, how can I make my life better? And it really, really helps us to see what's right there. What's right there right now that the angels want you to see. And usually, my friends, it's an area that they want you to declutter, clean up. And it's not always your pocketbook or a room or, get rid of, the clothes. That helps somewhat. It almost always is looking at something that's a little painful. It may actually be painful. What are we also doing when we do this? Really looking at impacting our 12 chakra system. We are breaking ancestral patterns big time, because when you become unstoppable with your alignment and energy, your true force in nature, you may wear the same clothes afterwards. Your hairstyle may be the same, but your inner workings are going to be different. Almost a diamond crystalline body. So I am so excited about teaching this, and in my personal readings that you can book with me, or in the classes that I'll be teaching very, very soon. So that's given. I need to jump into the reading for this month. And again, it took me this whole time to get here in May to get to this point to figure out what is it that would so light me up. So 2 cards are the same as April. That means double the impact. All right, guys? Free energy. And the main thing about be a powerhouse, totally aligned with what I want to be teaching you and having you see in yourself. Declutter your life, your home, relationships, your thoughts and emotions so that your personal chi, personal energy can flow freely. By doing this, you are helping to prepare humanity for the ecological power of the golden future. That's a whole other topic, but you are helping the whole planet. Who knew that if you felt better, that it was such a big deal for the planet? When my relative questioned what I was doing and made fun of me, what I saw was that he could not see that happiness is real. Does it mean things go wrong or never go wrong in my life? Absolutely not. But happiness and peace, when it is ingrained in the cells of who you are, all kinds of things can happen. But you can reset so fast. You stay open. Solutions are all around you because you're not shut off. You haven't closed off your energy centers. So when I use the word energy center, I'm saying your body, your heart, your mind. When someone can get really upset, they can't hear a thing. Like my brother-in-law. I can pray for him, but for now, it may be very worthwhile to keep a little distance. So the second card, which is new for May, is work satisfaction. That which fulfills your soul. I know it's one question people get when they come to see me so often. They ask about work that makes them fulfill their soul. Many of us were taught that you can't have what you want. You have to suffer. Now, there's nothing wrong with struggle, but there's something to be said that you have been given gifts. You have talents, and you know what they are, but maybe we're not encouraged. Maybe your culture said that that's not something you can really make money with, and we gave up our power to that. But here it's talking about you can find work that fulfills your soul, because when you're happy, you radiate energy, you attract good energy. When we're doing things that we really don't like, you kind of notice what happens around that. So here it says, finally, take responsibility for your happiness. Consciously but honorably set yourself free of people and situations that restrict you. Take decisions to do the things that give you a feel-good factor and live with joy. Now, am I telling you to quit your job that you don't like today? Absolutely not. But what I want you to do is keep that as what your money's coming in, but begin to really take a look at those things that in your heart you know you would just adore doing, and you do adore doing, and start doing a little bit of that while you're working your regular job, and start seeing the possibility when you can flip them. You can replace one with the other. But most often we need some kind of income coming in while we're developing this other thing, unless you win the lottery. And that does. And I've had people call in and talk about gambling. Yeah, that's another story. And then the third card is the one similar to April, the 12 chakras, which right now I'm just so lit up about. And so, again, I'm going to be having a class where we can go in depth in each of the energy centers that begin with the one that is in the middle of the earth, moves up through your feet. So here it says, this card reminds you that every single choice you make affects the light, your chakras, your body, your physicality, your mental and spiritual emit. I'm going to say again, every single choice you make. So that can be daunting. Like, does that mean I have to give up this, give up that, give up that? Maybe, but not all at once, only if you want. How fast do you want this enlightenment? How fast do you want to do life? Do you still have hesitations, a little reservations? Do you have things that you need to hold on to for a while? Fine. But the possibility of really understanding, walking through your life in the next few days and knowing that every choice you make, and mostly what is coming out of your mouth, what are you saying? Are you saying things like it takes millions of dollars in order to do this or that? It just might not. It might not at all. Look at what you're saying, because a lot of stuff we're saying is not really energetically empowering us. We might make perfect choices with what we're eating and all that, but we're not being careful with what we're saying and thinking. 2 areas. That's also going to be part of a workshop that I'm going to do. So the 12 chakras, they start below your feet. They move up through your body and go up beyond the top of your head, your crown chakra. And then there are 3 more chakras, 3 more energy centers that you can't even see, the transcendent. And when we open up to that and we allow that energy to come pouring through us, and then land in our heart, and then impact every cell of our body, you're lit up like the 4th of July, literally. So that is the 12 chakras. Again, this was from April. So there's 2 things about knowing that you are energy, and this other card, learning how to activate them and just moving through them, acknowledging each chakra center is literally saying hello to them. But when we go in depth, which I'm going to do finally, because I realize by teaching about each energy center, we're actually going to be getting clearing and activation of that chakra. Now, the one I'm really passionate about, of all of them, of course, but the throat. There are 33 lessons of the throat, not just one. My throat chakra is open or closed. No, 33. So that means 33 lessons have to be mastered before you are fully activated in the creation center, your throat. So the first one is kind of interesting, because how many remember this? And maybe we still do it or used to. The first lesson, you lie or are dishonest to protect yourself. Change this for when you speak your truth. This chamber lights up. This is reflected through your aura, and people will start to respect and trust you. Yikes, right? And lesson number 2 for the throat, you deliberately tell falsehoods or distort the truth. This is either a manipulation or protection of your inner child. It is time consciously to let it go. Isn't that amazing? And another one, in this chamber, you are refusing to listen. If you believe this is the case, sit down quietly each day. Be receptive. You may not receive guidance or impressions immediately, but if you persist, you will. Then the light will shine in this chamber. Sometimes we wonder, why do I do all this work and nobody's paying attention to me? Because they don't trust you. They sense some lies. They're 33. And when you really activate all of them at the very end, here it is. The knowing of cosmic oneness. You may have experienced this knowing while looking at the stars on a tranquil night. Another one at the very end, accomplishing this. The feeling of oneness is expanded to include oneness with nature and the cosmos. You gain completely fresh perspectives on life and mastery. You remember significant events of your past lives. You learn to trust in yourself, and you have absolute and total trust in God, your higher power. All of this is the throat. Amazing, right? So that is all part of, all part of being, learning to live light as a feather, honoring each energy center which has these lessons. So if you listen, you could see there could be a tarot reading, oracle reading for each lesson. So if, the throat has 33 and the heart has, I don't know how many, but, anywhere from 10 to, 30. It's a lot of lessons. What does it encompass? Being really fully present. And when we're present, we make better choices. We can let go of stress, which therefore helps us assist not having our body be unwell. So it's really, really a powerful thing to do. So now I'm going to do your readings, and these are one-card readings. Thank you for calling in. And again, if you want to book a full session, you can go to my website, which is bcalvano-coaching.com, and we do a full hour, anywhere from 10 and more cards. And also I channel healing for the specific area that you need right now. You learn some lessons that can really assist you in moving that thing that you're working on to move it forward. So I'm going to get one sip of water. Oh, the other class I'm teaching is about essential oils. Symphony of the Cells, it's called. I'm going to be doing an online class. I used these 10 oil applications on the spine as I moved through healing my hip and my husband's herniated disc and anxiety and stress during the pandemic. It all worked miraculously. And they affect the bones of the body, the osteo, chi for energy, inflammation, where there's any pain. I could go on and on. I just wanted to let you know about it. It's pretty miraculous. And if you don't know, many of the pharmaceutical drugs contain these very plants. But when you do this, you have no side effects, absolutely none. You only have full release of the emotions, and then these plant frequencies can go directly to the organs and impact what needs to be healed today. It is really, really exciting. So here we go with the readings. Again, one card and one message. And I don't really do fortune-telling type of cards. I can either just pull a card for you, or if you have a question, we can go there. And I have a lot of people that want a reading today, so it's going to be kind of quick. All right, so here we go. Area code 509. What is your name? How can I help you today? Hello there.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Yes, do you have a question
My
today?
name is Erica.
Hi, Erica.
Yes, I did have a question. Hi.
Okay.
I was just wondering, I don't know if you can take any question, or are we set to certain?
Yeah, you can ask a question for one card, or if you want me just to pull the card, I can do that. Either way.
I wanted to know what you see for love, if you see if you see anything coming up, or in what you're able to pick up on the person.
Okay. So this is what I always tell people. Okay, no problem. So that means you're feeling ready. You're ready. You're almost over ready. You're ready, right? You're over ready.
I'm right.
You're right. Okay, so here it is. I always ask, make sure you're taking the actions that you're already guided to take. That's the number one thing. When I wanted to get married, I decided at 35, I'm ready. I said, I'm ready. I started to get messages. Okay? And then one message was to go to this healthy singles party, which is like, what? I hate mingling, things like that. But I'm telling you, within 3, I went every Wednesday, and within a month, so it was like 4 times I went because I really listened, and I really wanted a great relationship. So I was willing to lean in, right, to being uncomfortable, and I met my husband, and now we're married 35 years. So it really is pay attention. Nowadays we date differently, right? You have apps, you have all kinds. So here's your card. All right, I love this for you. You have the world. So what I like this is that you have the world at your hands. You have the world in your hand. A very happy ending, coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight. There's a number 21, so that might show up for you. I'm guided to share that with you. Maybe it's like, I'm just going to say the 21. What is today? We've already passed the 21st.
The 23rd.
Okay, but 21, pay attention to that. But what I like about this, I'm going to say this also. I'm just guided to share it. The man on the card has blonde hair. That's all I'm going to say. So it possibly could be a blonde, but I see someone very fit. And I don't know if you're into fitness, but this someone is very healthy and very confident and very much like Archangel Michael. So that's what I really feel. This is a major, major card for you, meaning this big change could happen. Now, how do you access this energy? Have the confidence to know you can have the relationship that you want. The person may not show up exactly what you thought they would. I'm guided to share these particular looks, right? But when I met my husband, it was the energy. He did not look like what I thought my future husband would look like. But I felt the energy was so light. I go, what is this? It's so different. And I went with that. So it's a very positive card for you. I'm not going to be able to say anything like when it's going to happen and all that. But you have the ability to co-create with the world what you want, with the universe. But it really is a matter. You need to be out there in the world. You have to put yourself out. Then, it's not the UPS guy coming to your door. It's not like that. So it really is putting yourself out there.
Do you know if I've met this person yet, or
I don't
going
know
to
that.
meet?
This feels more like you're going to meet.
Oh, okay. I haven't met him yet.
That's what I see. And I don't usually do, like, this is more like a fortune telling thing. What I want you to see is that how badly do you want this? Right? Because some people will want something, but they're not willing to do what they have to do. You have to take actions, because that begins to show the universe that you're ready.
Hey!
So when I was ready to get married and I went to the singles party, I found a course also that helped me with this. Okay?
Hey. And I was thinking, when you were talking about 21 is my favorite number. And 35, when you mentioned 35, that's when I want to have my first child. So
there you go.
I just
keep focusing on that. And I'm guided to share this with you and anybody else that's listening. When I started to date, I did something I never did before. Because before, I wouldn't say what I wanted. Meaning, I wouldn't know if the guy was married. So I started saying this. Yeah, sure, I'm interested in going out with you if they asked me. But I only want to date people who are free 100% right now. And I want to get married in the near future. If that's something that you're interested in, then we could date. I got no, and then I got a yes. And then when I got the yes with Lewis, my husband, he said, well, I'm dating someone else. And that's when I said, well, listen, I'm only interested in people who are free right now. Here's my phone number. If you ever break up with her, possibly give me a call. And then he called me 2 days later, because he saw something in me that he really wanted. So I'm just saying this is that we need to look at our script of what we say to men. And don't be afraid to be a strong woman. Don't be afraid and assertive. That's what I'm teaching you. Okay?
When you were talking about the card, I actually met somebody recently, and he is pretty fit. He's a health teacher. And he has light hair, not blonde. He has light hair and green eyes.
It possibly could be the person. But what we want you to do is keep moving forward. Investigate this, because it could be the one, if not this person, the next one. But we want you in momentum, taking actions and not waiting, because time is moving. Okay?
Yep, sure.
So I need to go to the next caller. I wish you a lot of luck. It sounds good. Okay. Take care. Thank you for calling. Okay, next caller is area code 310. What is your name? How can I help you today? Hello there. Oh, I cannot hear you. Did you want a reading today? Okay, so I'm going to go to another caller. I'll come back to you later. Area code 919.
Hello.
Hello there.
Thank you for taking the taking the call. This is my first time calling in, so I just want to say the question I wanted to ask you, pretty much during the opening, pretty much kind of gave me directions, but that was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Good.
I have an interview tomorrow for a position that I'm not really feeling warm and fuzzy about.
Okay.
So when you were talking about intuition, it makes sense. I'm not feeling great about it, but I do want to know, will that great opportunity, the one that's for my greatest and highest good, come forward?
Okay. So what I want you to do is get yourself ready, however you do it, to be your highest self, as if go as if this is the job of your life. Okay.
Yes.
And you create that and see what happens. Right? That's what I'm really guided to say. Whether it's how impeccably you put on your makeup or your hair or your dress, but you walk in like you are ready for the highest job of your life. It might just be because sometimes you get the best jobs when, sometimes when new energy is coming into your life, it doesn't feel familiar, right? So it might be in disguise, and it may be the past wanting to throw you off curve. You know what I mean? So you go in as if you're ready. So this is what will happen. Either it will be and work out, or you're going to feel so good that you went in there and gave your best self, and you're also working on your confidence. You see how you're calling in the best job of your life, right? By you showing up, right? So that's what I'm really telling you to do. So if not that, you will be doubly excited about the next one versus sometimes people they go to an interview and then they don't go to one for the next 6 months, right? So we don't want that.
Yes.
We want you to walk in like this is how I would coach someone who's going in for an acting audition. You go in like you're the one. You're the one.
Right.
And oftentimes anything could happen. They might say, we don't have this job for you, but you'd be a good fit for this other job. You know, there's so many things. We tend to think that they're just these, like, not people. You know what I mean? That are interviewing us. They're human beings, and when you treat them as the greatest human being, they will also see you as someone special. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
So you bring that in. That's what I really, given what we're still in the energy of the full moon, so you're going to get to use that. You can lean in to those areas that may feel uncomfortable, and it may prompt you to say things that you may have not even expect yourself to say. Does that make sense? So
it does.
Be ready. So I'm going to pull this card for you, and what we have for you is okay. Here goes. It says Queen of Raphael. Follow your heart, a love of home and family, and trustworthy psychic information. So you will pick up information. So sometimes, when you go to whether you get it or not, you will learn something that you didn't know before, right? You'll be more ready for, like, maybe it wasn't what I really want, but now I'm more focused on what I want. And you would not have been that way if you just would have said, well, I'm not going to go, right? Participating and connecting to life energy gives you more energy. Okay? So this is full of green. I love this. Kind, understanding, giving, psychic. This describes you. And also the kind of person you want to work with. You want to work with people like that. So you get to be the card holder, I say, when you go to this interview. You get to say, take a look at, do you really want to work with them? You know what I mean?
And exactly.
Right?
And I'm feeling I don't. And I'm feeling I don't, because it's one of those dead end. There is no other opportunity. So it's already, Okay. Yes, okay.
So then, given that, you could not go, or you could follow some advice and play with it. Does that make sense? If you have the time and energy, it does. Good. It's good. Sometimes it's good to practice putting on makeup if you haven't done it in a while. You know get yourself together. It's good to get yourself together. And sometimes things happen, like you meet somebody along the way or afterwards, but the universe sees you as someone who is in the process. Like you're doing the work, and that's how you want the angels to see you. Okay, so that's your message today.
Wonderful.
Okay,
wonderful.
My friend.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Okay, the next area code is 850. What is your name? How may I help you today? Hello there.
So my name is Michelle, and I'm calling from Florida.
Hi,
and
Michelle.
A lot of times other psychics, they pick up my daughter. And I think it's because she was born on my birthday. So we had the same birthday, and we're both going through a major split up. But I'm really worried about my daughter. And, I don't know, do you see her and her husband getting back together? There's 2 other men that's possible that she could like, but I think one was just wanting her for a piece of what. And I sometimes wonder about the second one, and she don't want to hear it. When I told her, I said, if they still live at home, if they ain't got their own vehicle and they don't have a job, and they're still mama's boy, I said, you need to move on and find someone else. Well, it's circumstances, he's living at home with his mom. She don't want to hear it. But, to me, if somebody is almost 25, 26 years old, 27 years old, still living at home with mama, they're not responsible. I mean, am I wrong?
Well, we don't always know the situation. The person could be needing a temporary pause. Maybe we don't know everything about that. But here's the deal. I really can't do a reading for someone else. What we're going to do is a reading for you, so that you could embrace a reading for you, so that you can embrace your worry about your child, right? So that you can embrace letting go, so that she can make her own choices and live her own life regardless of her choices. And maybe even take a look at...
Yeah, but now she's evicted. And I don't know what she's going to do, because I live on a boat.
Yeah,
so I don't have a home for her,
Well, then this is something that she may very well have to learn about. So, and you know that. It's not easy to watch. So I'm going to see what card the angels want for you, because there's something in you. You're looking at the best way to support her. In me, we cannot tell somebody else what to do in terms of love relationships. She's fulfilling her own karma. She's going through her own learning process. She has to go through it. So the best thing you could do is, what else could you do for yourself so that you are focused on your own stability, right? That if you had to take her in, what could you do? But there's an angel's really saying here, focus on yourself right now.
It's like if I took her in, she's got four kids, and I have one bedroom.
Okay, so then that's not going to do, So here's the divine guidance. You got the divine guidance card. You have Sandalphon, which is like our express mail archangel that sends the message right to the higher power, right to God. So we love this for you. It says, the search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. So what I'm getting, number 5 is on the card, which means big changes. So this is talking about you, some big changes for you also. Is she your only child?
No, I have 3 children. I have 3 children,
Mm-hmm.
and I worry about her because she lives in the projects, and there was a gun in the process,
Sure.
I'm just, it's got me nervous.
Sure. Now, this is really about divine guidance for yourself. So I'm going to say what's just there. Make sure that you are living with integrity and in responsibility. So that are you living with, do you work responsibly? Are you taking care of your health responsibly? Or is she picking up ways of being that she thinks she can still be childlike in this world? Am I making any sense?
Yeah.
Are there drugs and alcohol involved? Are there substance abuse happening? So we have to be responsible first. What's really showing up here is you be the example for her. That's all it's saying. There's something that you could be doing more for yourself so that she could get the message. That's about it. That's about it. So this is not saying that if she doesn't, from what I hear, how she's doing life, she may need to unravel even more. But what are you going to do, right? So whatever you can do to firm up yourself in not being an enabler, how your interactions, are they truly supportive, or are you maybe making her not learning how to be an adult on her own? I'm just really being honest here. Take a look for yourself. Divine guidance card is for you. You connect with your own meaning of life, your own happiness. Make sure you are doing things that are making you happy. Interesting, right?
Well,
because if
she kind of got mad at me, thinks I'm judging her, and I'm like, no, I'm not judging you.
Did you possibly hear the beginning of my show where I talked about my relative who's basically he's been on drugs most of his life, and he finally had some happiness with a partner, but they're going to separate because he has not gotten fully sober. He basically ripped me up. He tore me up. And I'm a 70-year-old woman. I'm like his elder, so it hurt. But am I better because I stood up for myself? Absolutely. Absolutely. So the one person you need to really focus on, the divine guidance, is you, yourself, and you. All right? So your work, your health, communications. If you didn't listen to the first part of this episode, I would go back and listen to what is necessary so that you could live lighter. Because we're not living for our relatives or our children. There's no reason for that. We're not even put on the earth to do that. So that's the main message, and it will all work out if you focus on your own happiness first. Will you piss people off? Probably. My own parents and my brothers, people who think all kinds of stuff about me. If I had let that bother me, who knows where I'd be? I'd be on all this medication to suppress my emotions, right? I'd still be drinking. I'm sober 35 years, That's one thing I did for myself. So divine guidance is your card. Whatever messages you are getting to focus on yourself, that's what's the main thing right now. And by doing so, you'll know what to say. You'll make better decisions about your children, okay? Your worry is not going to change their life. It's just going to make you sick. Yeah. So that is it's a beautiful card. And here it's saying it's Sandalphon. So Sandalphon is taking your message directly to God, higher power. So you're being heard. You just need to kind of calm down, do whatever works for you. Feels like you might have to learn how to say no. And one of the things I saw in the AA rooms, there are times when people's children literally were out on the streets, but they couldn't help them because they had to stop giving money to them because they would buy drugs and alcohol. Broke their hearts to see that they couldn't support people destroying their lives, no matter how much you love them. And by doing so, things worked out. So I don't know like all that's going on in your life, but there's something about divine guidance is reaching for you. The angels want it. They're trying to reach you so that you connect with your own higher power to help yourself first. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first and do things that give you peace and calm, a little bit of strength, and work on your own habits and personality traits so that you can be basically a better human being. For all these you have a wonderful family, all these children, right, and grandchildren. So that's your message for today, okay? That's your message, and you can do this. A lot of women have gone through what you're going through, a lot of them. I've seen it. But it doesn't help when we jump in the water and we drown together with them. You know what I mean? That doesn't help,
Right.
And, so it's a beautiful card for you. It's a beautiful card. And know that, even saying the words divine guidance. Divine guidance is all around you. All you have to do is be quiet for a moment and listen. And none of us got hurt when my brother-in-law was so nasty to me. Like, oh my God. I said, oh, and there's a situation. I hate seeing my nephew be in that, but for now, that is their choice. I have to say, okay, it's over there. I can pray for them, but I can't jump in. I can't jump in that energy. That's their choice right now. So love yourself and know that when you love yourself and do some things that really bring you focus and grounding, your children are watching you. That's what you're teaching them. Okay, you're teaching them that that's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take care of yourself. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So that is your message. I got to go to the next caller. And I wish you the best. Yeah, you take care, my dear. And know that you got divine guidance as your mantra and your card today. Okay.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. All right. So that is, I need to finish up today. I don't want to get into the next caller and miss you. If I didn't get you today, and you are a live caller on my board, feel free to email me. I see several of you, and I will send you a short audio message. It's easier for me to record than to type, but send it to my website at bcalvano-coaching.com. You can see the email address also here on the page at BlogTalk Radio. I wish you all the very best. Stay tuned. Connect with me to find out when the next show is, and my classes on how to really activate your whole cellular body, which is how we listen to the world, how we connect to the world, and to our angels. Wishing you the very best. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.